Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another stream. They were finishing up our animations, I think. Let me do this. Let me go here. Oh, there we go. Oh, I just cracked my ankles. It felt so good. Whew. About the old chat. Put this over here. And I think we're good. I think we're all set. What do we need to do? So we made the animations last time, and we just needed to make it so that they would actually animate. Workspace, MMO, CMD, client. Main.go. Hello, TLK. How's it going? How you doing today? I know going back down the rabbit hole that is called open source editors. Yeah, I don't blame you, honestly. I do the same exact thing. Oh, talking about different text editors? I'm still using Emacs. I tried to do Helix. Honestly, if you're willing to like give up some of the needs of other text editors provide, I think Helix is really good. Just the ability to do plugins in Emacs is really nice. So I'm just I just know Emacs too well to. Oh, video editors. Oh, when you said open source editors, I thought you meant text editors. I use Shotcut. I used Kden. I used Kden Live. I tried that one. I tried Olive. I tried Flowblade. I tried a lot of them, and I tried DaVinci Resolve. But on Linux, I guess whenever you import files, sorry, I just got some like stream health warning. I think it's fine though. I tried upping the FPS to 60, which I don't really know why I'm doing that, but I am. I was trying it, so it might be a big failure. Anyways, Shotcut was the only one that was like reasonably stable. So that's what I use. Oh, I skipped over to DaVinci Resolve. I think DaVinci Resolve is probably the best one if you want to have a Linux text editor or Linux video editor, but it won't import a lot of files. Like I couldn't import MKVs, I couldn't import MP4s. I even bought it and tried to import them. It wouldn't work for me. So I don't know why that is, but it just is. So yeah, like I don't know. Like literally 2 days last week, I tried to write my own, and I just go in this loop of like, oh, I really want to do this, or like I go in this loop of like trying to write my own and thinking like, oh, I'll be able to write my own thing that just splices together videos, and then it fails. Shotcut still crashes sometimes. It's pretty rare though. It's like it's when I do some like big operation, it'll crash. Like that's what causes it to crash, it seems like. Shotcut's not bad, honestly. I feel like it's probably the best of the Linux video editors. I keep saying text editors. So I don't know. It's hard. It just depends on what kind of movies you're trying to make. If you're trying to make like little like I do very little cutting. Like all I do is I write a script, I read the script, and I cut together the best audio clips from that script, and then I cut together video segments on top of that. So like I'm not doing anything that's like super advanced. Like I feel like I could automate a lot of my workflow. It's just really hard to get it to work properly. But it's really hard to automate it properly, I mean. All right, on to animations. Body to sprite. I just need to do stuff with, because my teacher has forced me to get some sort of video editor, and he's recommending some ByteDance stuff, which looks sussy. Yeah, I don't know about that ByteDance stuff, but Shotcut's pretty stable. I think if you're on Windows, there's a little bit more options because most people use Windows, so most of the open source video editors are for Windows, I think. If you're on Windows though, I would use DaVinci Resolve. Because I think the Windows version of DaVinci is pretty, oh. Using Linux on my laptop can't handle Windows? Oh, gotcha. Oh, video editing is going to be a pain then. If you can't even run Windows on your laptop. Because video editors take a lot of memory. Newt, what's up, Doru? How's it going? I like saying Doru. I don't know why. Doru is just kind of like a fun. It's kind of like a fun word. I already said 20 gigabytes of swap. Oh boy, dude. Do you have an SSD at least? HDD? Okay. Well, I hope it runs smoothly for you. I think it's gonna be a little bit painful, but who am I to say? Who am I to say? I tried compiling a Java project on there with no IntelliJ and became a jet engine, so video editing is kind of scary. Yeah. Yeah, I have a feeling it's gonna be painful, but I hope I'm wrong, honestly. Because video editing is already not very fun. Trust it will hold. I can start seeing the screws rattling out. They're rattling out of their grooves. Bolt it down. We don't want to lose the whole thing. It's like a scene from what's that movie where they're on the Deepwater Horizon oil mining rig? It's a scene from that. While he's trying to render his video, his final video edit. We'll start with idle. And then we'll do map string frame. I never have a good way to construct these. I wonder if there's like a better like way to create these, but whatever. We'll just do that for now. Sounds like a Bruce Willis film. I think it's got what's his name in it, Mark Wahlberg in it. I think Mark Wahlberg's in it. Jeez. Your cousin sounds like he needs a new laptop. I should probably load these from a Sprite animation files. I need to reorganize my computer because it is a mess. Ooh. Okay. Build. No, client. There we go. Like, it'd be nice if I could set the duration in here and then just export that. How do you export this though? Export sprite sheet? Layout. Output? Oh, JSON data. Output file. The problem is though, is that I want to have I want the individual frame to come out because I do my own sprite packing. We'll just do this. I'm just curious. Layout by rows. By columns, nope. Oh. Like, that's very nice. The problem is it'd be hard to pack a sprite sheet inside of a sprite sheet, I think. I'd rather, I guess I could read in their sprite sheet into individual frames and then write it to mine. That's some C++ if I've ever seen it. Morning, Joey. How you doing? That looks right. I like how you didn't even include namespace std either. I'm super proud. Hash array. Oh, it's gonna be a hash map, I bet. Oh, looks. Let's have a looky-loo. Man0.ase. Frames rotated, trimmed. But I know not to include. I know nothing about C++, but I know not to include namespace std. Yeah. I always include an std namespace. I bet you do. Yeah, this is kind of what I was wanting. This is the thing that'd be nice to have. Get exported. But I think for now, I'm just gonna manually specify all of this stuff. Delete. I think for small stuff, it's not that bad to include namespace std. It's just when you get, it's like one of those things that's like, there's a lot of things in programming where it's like, oh, this would be really convenient to do it this way. And then it's like, actually, now that I've done it that way, things are really confusing once I scale up to like a really complicated program. I need to have a, you know what I'm gonna do? I think instead of doing this here, I'm gonna write a loading function to load animations. Out of a sprite sheet. Well, no, actually, sprite sheets can get the sprite. How do I want to do this? What does this return? It returns a sprite. Actually, I'm not gonna do that. I changed my mind. What we'll do is we'll do, I think I have access to sprite sheet here. Yeah. I can just do sprite sheet dot get. I'm just gonna hard code it out. I'm gonna hard code everything out, and then I think after that we'll be able to find a loop that generates this for us, like a way to generate this. Okay, we have main idle 0, main idle 1, main idle 2, main idle 3. We'll do 100 milliseconds. Or actually, this one goes there. That goes there. Yeah, I want to have like some base. I think it's okay to have some assumptions about how animations have to be specified. I don't think that's too big of a requirement. Okay, now instead of adding sprites, we add animations. And now we just need to draw sprites. Play animations. There's some weird, this is the hard part about having these different types, is that now, like, this is gonna draw before this for everything that's on the same layer. But, oops, didn't want to do that. I do want to do this though. Unexpected new line, argument, and list. Oh, I just forgot to comma. 279. Did I? Oh, I forgot parentheses. Replace frame with render dot frame. Have you added Haspack yet? Squirt gun? Almost. Yeah, in Rust I like doing some library as shorter name for the library. Yeah. I think it's important to have good like library names, package names. That seems to be like one of the most important things. 274. Let's just do this. Return. Why am I embedding this? Riot if not. Uh-oh. Oh boy. Oh boy. Frame.sprite.draw color mask. There we go. I don't really like embedding all that much, to be honest. We'll get hats back today. I'm working as fast as I can, boys. I won't let the sun go down without hats. I promise. Oh, jeez. Or else. I know, dude. That's kind of scary. You never want to piss off Jomi, let me tell you. Where's the sprites? Here we go. Create people. This is the hard part, I think. I'm not sure why I'm not like trying to make this in a cleaner way. Like, why am I just hard coding this? Because this is not going to scale to anything else. I kind of just want to like test it out, you know? Do some error checking too. If error not equal to nil, panic, error. Add some spaces in there too for cleanliness. And then we have an animation. Go, 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 go. All right, not enough arguments to call. Render play animations. Oh, I need time. Play animations. DT, because we're in the render system, which is the right system to be in, or the right loop to be in. Oh, there we go. We found an error. Invalid sprite name. It's weird that, oh, when I clicked play, it loaded this. Man idle 0. Oh, I forgot to pack the sprite sheet. Let's do that really quickly. Go generate. Skipping file marked not as an image. Good. It's learning. It's learning! Uh-oh. I don't see it, do you guys? Invisible. He's the invisible man. He's the invisible man. What could possibly have gone wrong? Let's look at where we make the normal sprites. Render.new sprite. Hello, I am back from a little Wikipedia reading session because of Rust Discord server. What went wrong? You removed hats. That's not the problem here. The problem is that I don't know what I'm doing. I wonder if that would put it below it, wouldn't it? Yeah. So we want to be on top of that. No, we'll have man, there's a lot of rage in the chat today. We'll add hats, guys. We just gotta get the animations to play. The hats are still there. It's all Union's fault. This game sucks. We'll get the hats. Don't you worry about that. Let's do this. Let's do a little debug printout. But imagine these guys, but with oh, it's not even running. Oh, I must have another place where I create it for players. So I need to find that. I think it's on actually client. Not that client. This client. I really need to like abstract this into a function that's like create thing. Nope, not that one. Oh, when the server... Well, the server doesn't send the sprite. The server sends the body type, and then I turn that into a sprite. All right, we have to do a big boy search here. We'll find all the places that I reference sprite. Oh boy. That's a lot. Actually, this must be the right spot, right? Because render.new animation. Oh, wait a second. That's the problem. This is returning a pointer when it should not have. Aww. Lacrimosa? What's that? Let's do this, print out here. Oh, they are printing now. Okay, so the loop is running now. I wonder if there's some like default color that's not being set or something like that. Yeah. Yeah, I think I just needed to set these. There's probably just transparent because the alpha 0 or something. Dance. Oh, it's a classical musical piece. Hmm. Layer, color, scale. So I must have some bug here where it's not changing. It is drawing though. We're making progress. Translate. The position's in the right spot. It's just the frame changing isn't working. Let's print out the oh, I know the one you're talking about now. Yeah. Next frame, set frame. We'll do this. We'll print the first one before, after. And we'll do a format out print line. Next. All right. See if she does. Before 0, after 1, next. Thinks it's only 1 frame long. Cur anim. Set animation. It's weird that I'm not getting out multiple frames here. Unless I just set this up wrong. See, I feel like this has 4 frames in it though. Hmm. Hmm. All right, so we know that the frames are trying to increment, just that the length of current anim is wrong, essentially. No, it's right, actually. A dot frame index. Oh. Oh, wait, no. Because frame index plus 1 here. It's weird because the frame index after says 1. And then it gets reset for some reason. Even though we're looping on the pointer. I tried to set up my hand cam this morning, but I couldn't get it to work. Or I couldn't get it to mount, actually. It's also really weird because I have this split keyboard, so it's like my hands are very far apart, usually. So it's hard to capture both of those in the same frame. We need that juicy hand cam. I might have to buy some like sort of thing to mount my webcam on. You only have 2 Mozart pieces in your music library? Unbelievable. Can you imagine this guy? Remaining duration. It's weird that every time this cut's called, it does a next. Frame.dir. This looks like, I don't know if this is supposed to be a joke, but this looks like, you know how people be like, I don't know. Never mind. Ignore me. Looks like one of those things people would say to where, so that you mispronounce it into something that sounds bad. That's what it looks like. More of a Tchaikovsky guy. No, it's not a joke. Doesn't it look like that though? Oh, it's Mozart. Sounds like a church hymn. Why doesn't this work? Anim.remaining duration. It's weird because it's calling next, but it's never, and next frame's getting called, and then it's 1. I wonder what DT is. That scared me a bit. You felt like someone was like, the church was coming to get you. Beautiful lyrics. It does sound pretty. Do some printout. Oop. Some printout debugging. What's up, Dracula? How you doing? Ayo, Dracula. Now it's stuck on 4. Oh. It's set to 100 nanoseconds. Oh, because I did this. New frame. I'm gonna make this new frame not be a duration. I'm gonna make it a int. Don't want to do that, or don't want to make it so people have to type in the duration. I don't like that this got casted properly. That should do it. Pretty way to tell someone to F off. Is that what he's saying? Oh no, the animation's not running still? I thought for sure this was gonna fix it. Alright, let's just go ahead and undo all this. Wait, what did I delete there? Oh, okay. Lick my A is what he's okay. So I was right that it was saying something like I don't know, not bad necessarily, but he was saying something rude. Wait, this isn't decreasing. Like it goes to 82 and then it just goes back up. I wonder if I'm making the sprite every frame or something like that in main. Oh. Because what it's doing is it's checking to see if it has a sprite component. It doesn't, so it adds an animation component and does that every single frame. So we wanna check for animation component because that's the one we're adding now. We got a bouncing boy now. We got a bouncing boy. With this lad. You guys gaze upon the magnificence. I'm gonna make some coffee. Gameplay +1. Yup. Let's go, dude. All right. Now we can add some more animations in. Now you got that little diddly-do working. I don't know why I said that word. Just that was the word that came in my head. I really should make a function for this. I don't know where to put it though. I guess this could be a sprite sheet function. Problem is, sprite sheet is more about generating glitch sprites, not like render. Yeah. I wonder if there's be an import cycle if I oops. Yeah, so this imports asset, which means if I want to have it, it'll have to be a we'll write a function in here that loads. I don't really like that though. I don't really know where to put it. You know what? When in doubt, I hate to not put it in my library though. I think when in doubt, write it to do. Okay. I kind of want like I need a way to generate these strings, which is basically going to be the sprite name, the animation being played, then the frame number of that animation. So what you need to have is you have to have the sprite name. That'll only be one of those. Then there can be and you also need the duration. But I feel like I'm just gonna expand this out. Like I have a feeling that this is gonna end up being just very similar to what I was doing. I'm gonna make a function that's like load multiple. That's what I'm gonna do. I don't wanna, I'm tempted to make it like get and make this Verodic or something like that. But I'm not gonna do that. We'll make this one Verodic. Maybe we'll replace get. Because the problem is now, if I change that one, now this has to be a slice that gets returned, which I feel like is just confusing. For in range name s.get names I like how I do that. Let's just do this. There we go. return nil error. Else we're gonna append it to, we have this return. Actually, we just want one name, don't we? We'll call it get frames. How did I have it before? Get list, get frames. Glitch.sprite 0. Actually, we'll make this length size. And then we can just index directly into it. So we'll get the name, format.s printf, and it's going to be %s %d name, and yeah, this is weird because they're gonna pass in a name. Like, do I just assume .png? Let's do this, name extension and then string. I'm not a huge fan of this. I just don't really, I haven't really, I feel like I need an abstraction for this, but I don't know. So it'll be name, I, and then, and this probably won't work for, I guess as long as they don't do like 0, 1, 0, 2, this will be fine. So we'll get that one. So this will be like the input will be man idle with extension PNG, and then length will be 4. Ret I equals sprite. Return ret nil. Okay. So now we can remove all these and replace it with just one thing. Get frames, man idle, .png, and 4. This will give us all of our idle frames. And then we want to make render frames out of those. So we'll do 4 I in range idle frames. I almost feel like this is just a waste of time. I don't really know I don't really know a good way to capture like the data into being something that's clean to specify, you know. Like you make your code more complicated. Like this is really simple and easy to understand, but then you make it code based and it's like now it's kind of complicated and you have a lot less flexibility. So I'm a little bit torn here. Let's stick with this. Let's just see how it turns out, I guess. Okay, let's see. We have now we have idle frames. We want to make an idle animation though. Maybe we'll probably put this in another function, but we'll do make render frame length idle frames. This will be our idle animation, and we'll just do idle anim I equals render.new frame. And because these are all the same length, it's okay, I guess, but this is why I think it would be nicer to have the animation just exported from a sprite. because now all of my frames have the same length. But the duration is public, so if I did want to change some, I could change them. Yeah, like I feel like this should be held in some external file that defines which files, which file name runs for what duration, and which files are a part of an animation. Let's export this again. I'm just curious what it looks like, because we could probably just like parse this pretty easily. No, I wanted to do export as sprite sheet. I just want the JSON data. I wonder what array looks like. Item file name. Title frame extension. Whatever, let's just take a look. Man space 0. Yeah, so it doesn't have frame tags. Oh, so this is where it is. What does the hashed one look like? I could parse this. Look at the frame tag. Like I could parse this into some JSON thing. Look at the frame tags and basically generate this. Sorry, like this stuff. Generate just the string data that I need to generate the animation. That's probably the right way to do this. I don't think it'll be that hard either. Let's do that. We'll do that really quickly. It's not going to parse this as a sprite sheet. It's just going to parse the animation data. I don't think that'll be too hard. And then we'll have the duration. And we'll just assume this is in milliseconds. But the file names are wrong right now, so we'll have to change that, how that exports. Frame tags. Layers. Slices. It goes from 0 to 3. Direction forward. It'd be also cool if I could just parse an Sprite file. I wonder what those look like inside. They might just be binary files. Yeah. Okay, not parsing that. Or at least we're not easily parsing that. We'd have to find something that does it for us. I'll be right back. I'm gonna get my coffee. I changed my mind when I was getting coffee. I think I'll do the frame. I'll do the other thing. I'll do it later. I just want to get all the animations working. Because I don't think this is going to be too hard to just copy paste. And I might even just get rid of this too. Because I don't think this is the long-term right way to do it. And the right way to load animations is from an externally specified thing. Because inside of code, it's just like, now I'm like coding how long I want my frames to last and stuff like that, which feels weird. Let's do this. We'll just make a walk. Because like this isn't going to be very hard to do. Check this out. If you guys don't know of this thing called find and replace. Just highlight this. Replace idle with walk. Or did I call it run or walk? Run. Okay. Now we have, what is this voodoo magic? Yeah, in case you didn't know, it's only an Emacs. You have to use Emacs to get this, but it's pretty special. Let me tell you. And I can do it here too. Now we have 2 animations. We can set the default one to run now. IntelliJ doesn't even have this. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty complicated. I'm gonna leave this. I'm just gonna comment it out because like I don't think it's necessarily a bad idea. This guy, oh my gosh, dude, this guy's hucking. He looks so goofy. We'll fix it. We'll make it look better in the future. It looked better in comment out button is my favorite button. Yeah. Unfortunately in Emacs, sometimes I'll be in some languages and it won't comment stuff out. It's just Control CC. And then I can do Control U, Control CC. To go back to do the opposite. Yeah, I want to write a text editor, but then when I think about doing stuff like that, I'm just like, oh gosh. And he likes to just Control C. That saves you a whole extra keystroke. Jeez. But don't you have to escape to get to that mode? To where you can just Control C. So it's escape Control C, right? I'm just kidding. All right, we'll default to idle. And then what we need to have now is we need to have a system that detects which, like, detects if you're moving, and if you're moving, it needs to make you walk. And if you're moving to the right, it needs to mirror your image. So I probably should have I should have like a run left and a run right. Well, I'm not in insert mode when I'm moving around code anyway. That's true. All right, you win this battle. You win this battle, Vimmer. So I think when we capture input, I'm just gonna throw it in here for now. Well, actually, we probably need another system, don't we? So we'll have our capture input, and then we'll set animations based off of that. We'll have to do a map too. And this guy's going to go over inputs and animations. And basically all we're going to do is be like if input.left. Well, this is where you get into like more complicated like animation tree type stuff, but just for basic testing, this will be the system that basically decides what animation plays based off of the current state of the game. So I'm just going to I'm gonna change this to state from state, because I don't think I'll always use input. It's more like it should technically be based off of the velocity, but I think in my game right now there's not really. I guess there is a velocity, isn't there? But I'm just gonna use input for now, and I'm just gonna hard code stuff. Run left. What did I call it? Set animation. Yeah, it takes a string. Else if input dot right. So we'll default to the left. Or actually, we want to also do this. If input dot left and input dot right. Idle. Else we do that. Else we do this. So if you're pressing both of them, you're gonna idle. If you're going left, you're gonna do left. If you're going right, you're gonna do right. If you're doing that, you're gonna do that. You're gonna idle. If you're not doing anything, I guess. The problem is if you're just going up, now you're gonna be idling. I'm gonna leave it like that for now, just because. Actually, what we'll do is this. Else if input dot up or input dot down. We'll just run left, just to have like some run animation, even though we don't have going up and down just yet. Down technically we could do left or right. So if they're biasing in a certain direction, we'll play the direction. Otherwise, we'll just play run left. I installed the nightly Rust toolchain yesterday because I wanted to find out where I was getting a heap buffer overflow. It was really useful. It showed you like an overview of the heap. Oh, that's cool. I like visualization tools. I think those are really useful. I think they're useful in understanding like what's going on. Okay. Where's my yeah, so these eventually this run animation, I need to have like a run right and a run left, but I don't have that yet. $3.59. Oh, else. $3.60. Oh, I need a comma. Then I realized that instead of allocating more memory for a vec, I was shortening it. Oh, interesting. Okay, we're idle. Go right, go left, go up, go down. It's interesting when yeah. You can be going up and then hit right, and it stutters the animation because it's switching the animation a bunch. This is where it might be nice to have like yesterday I was talking about like would you want to because right now I'm resetting the animation frame to its current thing. But if I didn't do that, oh, I still have a lot of printouts, don't I? But if I didn't do that change, set frame 0, what I'm gonna do is So set frame 0 is going to reset the animation every single time. But if you set it to the same frame, you'll get the same modulo effect where if you were outside of the range, you'll loop back in, you know? But if you're resetting to the same animation, it'll just play, I think. I hope. I'm about to be really embarrassed if that doesn't work. Yeah, so now it's not like stuttering at all. Oh, it is. Never mind. Up, right, 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 right. I like how it goes slowly. Wait, why is that happening? I don't understand that. Oh, because it's resetting the duration of that frame. Really what I should do then is not that, because I don't want to, because what's happening is now it's resetting the duration of the frame, so it's not snapping back to frame 0. I really just want to make sure this doesn't happen. I want to make sure I'm not outside the bounds of my animation when I change animations. It's interesting though, because I technically am checking here to make sure we don't change animations. But because it's I'm kind of in a weird situation where I have the same animation for left and right, but it's named something differently. I think once I have, yeah, I think this is kind of not really that important. So ignore all of that. Because once I flip the Y direction on it, it'll be fine. I want to try out Valgrind because Conifer talked about it, but it doesn't work on Mac OS. Really? That's surprising. I'd be surprised if Valgrind doesn't work on Mac. I assume there's some homebrew thing for it or something like that. But I don't have a Mac, so I don't know. So we just need to mirror. We need to mirror all the frames. We want to do like run animation dot mirror or something like that. Mirror Y. But all those are is just a list of frames. I guess I have two options of how to think about it. I can either set the frames to mirror, like I could set each frame to have like some sort of mirror bool or something like that. Or I'm gonna get rid of all these format.prints. I'm sorry, I'm trying to think exactly my options here. Or I could have some other, or I could have something that's a map between this to this. Would you ever want to have some frames mirrored and some not? I'm gonna put it in here. Oop. I'm gonna make a mirror. Y mirror. I probably should add an X mirror too. But I'm gonna comment it out because I'm not gonna implement it yet. Render frame. So the weird part here is that I need to do this again now. Even though these are technically the same, I don't need to get these again. But I need to do like a run right. I mean, we could just do this. We'll make this with length run anim. And we're just gonna do this run right anim I equals run anim I. We're just gonna copy the thing over. There's probably a slice copy function that does this, but I have to loop anyways because I need to do this. I need to set the mirror y on every single one of these frames to true. They're basically copying the slice over, and then we're setting it to true. Missing a parentheses there. So now I have a run right. And ideally this should all get loaded from a file anyways, so we'll hopefully clean up that loading later. And then when I'm rendering, I just need to look at the frame. So now it'll be nice because we can have some frames that are mirrored and some aren't. And I think that that's more closely resembles what a Sprite output anyways. Yeah, I know. Oh, I guess I was wrong about that. Direction forward, do they not have mirroring defined? Rotated trimmed. I don't know. Whatever. So we'll do the normal scaling. I think I want to scale to negative, or I don't think it matters which way we scale because those are just multiplies. So we'll do if, but we can't translate yet. I'm gonna load the frame. I'm gonna get the frame data a little bit earlier. Here, then we'll set up the matrix. Mat.translate, we'll do the translation here, but before that we'll do if frame.mirror y. We want to do mat.scale -1.0 or 1.0. So basically just want to flip the y, which is actually flipping, like flip around the y, which is flipping the x. Oh wow, that just compiled. Look at that. Look at that beaut. Look at this stud. Just running around the map. So now you can't, now there's not, I don't think there's a way to stutter anymore. Because it's not going to change the animation. Looking so pretty. Nice. I like how he's just like gallivanting. Like he just does this massive leg swing. This guy needs some arms though. That's for sure. Yeah. It's fun to work on UI stuff. Like it's rewarding, right? Because you make some UI change and you're like, oh wow, that looks a lot better, right? Because before it was just this guy sliding around, but now it looks like he's running. And also when you're in the middle, it's like, oh, okay, he's actually like moving still. It's kind of cute without arms. I'm not gonna do connected arms. I'm gonna do floating arms, I think. I think it'll look even cuter with arms. But yeah. I'll make some monsters armless, just for you, Jomi. I think it looks good. I'm happy. My pixel art shader, yeah, floating arm is best, yeah. Rayman, exactly. My pixel shader is a little bit bad though. I still haven't figured that out, and I've read so much about it. There's still some shimmering on the pixels if you zoom out to a weird thing. Like you can kind of see the top snaps a lot here at this zoom ratio. I'm not really sure how to fix that, but one day, boys, one day. All right. I like the heavy breathing after all that running. What was next? Oh yeah, hats. Ah, yes. Ah, yes. The old hats. I really have two options for this. I either do sprites. Joey's so excited. I just made his day. No. I either do a hat that animates with the character and I just put it on top. Like I'd render both frames, right? Or that seems hard to change though. Or I like copy paste this guy and just redraw the hats on him. Hats is probably easier, like to maintain long term. It's probably better to do the hats. And also then I can make hats as big as I want. The only downside is that I have an offset per frame. Yeah, that's an interesting idea. I didn't think about that. How would I store that? I'm just trying to think of how I would store that. Well, the downside of doing that though is if I want to have any sort of hat movement while it's running, I have to have an animation for it, you know? Like I have to have a frame. Like if I wanted to have, remember that night animation we saw yesterday? Where he had that little like hair curling off of his helmet and like the hair would flick up and down when he would run. That added a lot of like niceness to it. But to do that I would need to have a frame per hat. But I would probably also need but I guess in terms of tracking where the hat should go, like I could do like it's a little bit of a waste of space to have like if I was going to do a hat, it would be a waste of space to do this, you know? Some hats you can generate the images though. What do you mean? What do you mean by generate? Morning, JJ. How's it going? Going good. You can check out our new animations. You gotta do player Y minus 15 for hat. You should have the hat completely separate, that way it can bounce off the head. Oh, that's true, yeah. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have the hat separate from the body. You can have a giant hat. Oh boy. Imagine a hat that's this big. Just like an afro. For for premium users. Yeah, dude, one in a million chance from loot boxes. You gotta buy a million loot boxes to get this hat. The more you pay, the bigger the hat. Only new subscribers. How did that artificial video work? Do you guys mind if we watch that really quick? Because I just wanna remember like what did he do? Um I don't think it was this one, was it? I don't think it was that. I just want to remember exact. Oh, here we go. Sorry, I have to put my headphones in. Give me 1 second. Yeah, his animations are really good. Are you making Realm of the Mad God? It'll be a I'm kind of torn. Like originally when I started this project, I was like, I just kind of want to learn like what it would take to make an MMO. But now that I'm kind of like getting into it, like I don't think it would be like that much harder to start adding like monsters and things like that. So I might just kind of continue on with it and make libraries from my code base and keep it hosted. And just like that'll be like my streaming thing that I stream about. So I haven't 100% decided if I'm gonna try to like make it into an actual MMO, but it'll be very Realm of the Mad God-ish.
Now when I save it, go back to Unity, it's gonna be imported. And now our walking animation colors from there,
Yeah.
and paint them over the animation. Another thing that
Is this his oh, this is like a cut from his stream, I think. This is the one.
with video games, sometimes we need our character to look different depending on the situation.
Did I see survived
For instance,
by?
these 3 white pixels.
No, I haven't. Well, his videos are like, he has incredible animations in his videos. Like I have to imagine these take a long time to make. Like just based off my own experience, taking a long time making really bad animations.
Pixels on Alice's right arm represent AST1, a device she uses to distort gravity. But at the beginning of the game she won't have acquired it yet, so naturally her sprites should reflect that. The simple solution is to create a modified set of sprites for when the device is off. However, this quickly becomes cumbersome, considering that we need to apply the same changes to every frame of every animation. And if we want to change the character's appearance again, we have to repeat the entire process.
Yeah, like this is just really
But
nice.
this problem seems to be exclusive to traditional animation. Things are a bit different when it comes to rigging. Here, a character is represented by 2 separate parts, a mesh that defines the character's appearance, and a set of bones used to animate it. Each bone influences a different part of the mesh, allowing us to move the character freely. In this setting, we only need to edit this one mesh, and our changes will be visible no matter the animation. There's a clear separation between the looks and the movement of our character. Today, I'd like to show you how to achieve something similar with pixel art. And no, I'm not talking about rendering a 3D model and pixelating it. Let's start by taking a closer look at this texture. Typically, each pixel in an image is represented by 4 values: red, green, blue and alpha. There is nothing special about them, some 8-bit numbers ranging from 0 to 255, but the way shaders interpret these values turns them into color. That being said, nothing stops us from writing a shader that will interpret these values differently. I can say, for instance, that the red value represents an x coordinate, while green represents y, and together they constitute the position of some object. So imagine just a single pixel on some texture. Instead of using its values to produce color, we'll use them as the UV coordinates for another texture. The red value is gonna be U, green is gonna be V, and the color sample.
I wonder if he does this in a shader. Or if he does it like, does some CPU generation thing.
From this other texture will be what will actually display on the screen. This is the same concept used in color lookup tables, for example. Now I can move the pixel on the left in any way I want, and all I need to change its color is to modify this one lookup texture on the right. If we apply this idea to the walking animation from before, we end up with something like this. The colors on the left are really dark, so let me increase their brightness.
Sorry, I have to think about this. That's the source animation. That's the lookup. So like this pixel will map to like one of the hair pieces.
Brightness a bit. This way you can see that every pixel has a slightly different value. Anyway, the resulting animation looks just like the normal one, only now I can make all sorts of adjustments by simply editing this one texture. I can easily add AST1 on Alice's arm, or a menacing shadow on her face, or even give her an entirely different outfit. and all these changes will propagate to any animation that's being played. But what I'm excited about the most is that you can modify this texture at runtime. Imagine, for example, that running through mud would make our clothes dirtier.
That is cool. That's super cool.
Then water could clean us up. I could even go as far as implementing an in-game editor that allows players to create their own skins.
So that's the problem. It would be nice if you could, like, I don't think it's really possible, but it would be nice to have like some, you have to animate the whole thing though. Like a way to change the body shape.
Speaking of which, you've probably noticed that this texture looks like something for a 3D character. There's the face, but there's also the size and the back of the head. Because of this, I can change parts that are only visible from specific angles. For instance, if I place a hairpin right here, it will not be visible on the other side, as if the character was actually three-dimensional. Now that you know the concept, let's see how to create these animations. Remember how I increased the brightness of the source? This is what it looks like by default. As you may guess, it's challenging to animate it properly when the colors are nearly indistinguishable. That's why I'm using this intermediate lookup texture that I'm gonna refer to as a map. It has the same shape as our final texture, but every pixel here has a distinctive color. I start the process with a basic animation and overlay the colors from the map on top of it. The stripped pattern helps me keep track of specific features. For example, this violet stripe in the middle of the leg should always be where the knee is. Once I'm finished, I import both the animation and the map to Unity. Here, a special asset importer produces the final sprites. It reads every pixel in the source animation, finds its color on the map, and uses its UV coordinates to create the final image. As you can imagine, this whole process requires roughly the same amount of work as creating a separate set of animations. Except this time, we only need to do this once, and then we can change the character's appearance however we want. All in all, I think it's a great addition to our catalog of things that nobody will notice anyway. Thanks so much to all my patrons. Thank you for watching.
That was funny. Okay, so that's more about, I think, if you want to reskin the same like mesh multiple ways, which is a good feature to have for sure. I don't think I'm at that point though, and I think that even inside of my way of doing stuff, I think I could still add that in the future. And then instead of like, I would just have to change the shader to support this, I think. But for hats specifically, I think I would need to have like a, if you have time, you can watch the cut stream. Oh, was that like his longer video of explaining how it works? I'll probably watch that later. Like, I don't think I'm going to implement this right now, so I'd rather get hats added back. Because I think there's still some amount, like, I think it's a cool idea for reskinning the same texture to look different. Like, if I want to have purple hats now, I could have the hat like look up to the table and make it purple. And like the way that I think I've done it in the past though is like, I'll just make everything like white, or I'll make the part that I want to be changeable white, and then I'll just like you can draw with color masks and change it. It's perfect for loot boxes, exactly. Yeah, so I'll make one animation, and I can change a billion different colors. It'll be perfect. One out of 1,000, more like 1 out of 1,000,000 chance for a purple hat. Every loot box costs $1,000. You know how it is. Gotta monetize. So I think for this, I'm trying to think of exactly how I want to do this. For example, like let's do this. Let's actually cancel. Well, too late now. Where are you? Here we go. I wonder, actually, can I do this? ASE. If I make another layer, can I export this as like a hat layer? No, I can't do, I don't want to do that. But maybe I can, I'm just going to draw it on here for now. File, open recent, man1, skip. Like, just so we see like what it'll be like. Okay. Whoops. See, now it's like kind of gonna get clipped here, but that's fine. It's funny because when I drew the original sprite, I left some room so I could fit a hat in, but now that it's being animated, it's like, actually, that doesn't fit very well. So the hat will just like, the hat just needs to be attached to a certain spot on top of it. But I need one for every frame that I want to animate. So I think I need to make like a, I just don't know exactly how to do like the attachment point. I guess I have to be like, this frame it's this frame it's this frame it's this. Like I need to have it defined somewhere. We could also do like this, like we could have the hat bounce like this, like Jacob suggested, or spend 1 hour automating it. I don't think there's a way to automate this. I think I have to specify. I think I just have to write it down. I'm just trying to think of like, see, we'll be able to do cool stuff like that. Yeah. But I think that the hat, like this particular hat, I don't need to have multiple frames, right? But for some hats, I might need to have multiple frames. Like if I want to have like a little hair flick or something like that. But I think we need to have a in terms of hat animations. How do you go about making a sprite sheet? What do you mean? Like if I want to export it as a sprite sheet, you can just export it as a sprite sheet. Like Valorant, you unlock the hat, then you unlock the bounce animation. I'll have a bouncing top hat and a regular top hat. And so I think what we'll do is we'll make a copy of this. Actually, I'll just do save as, because I haven't saved this yet. I'm going to save it as top hat. Don't I do hat top? Yeah, we'll do hat top. All for the low price of 1K Newt coins. Delete frame. Delete frame. Delete frame. I actually don't need this layer. How do I delete? Oh, there it is. Is this how tall it was? I feel like it was taller before. Let's just copy paste it in again. I'm just not gonna. Oh, that one feels. Oh, it looks really short. Man one. Skip. All for the low price of 1K Newt coins. I didn't realize Valorant had that system where I guess they have animated stuff. That's cool. Like we have a lot of different sprites. Grass wall. How would you turn that into a sprite sheet? Oh yeah. I have a I wrote a sprite packer. Did I make a video about it? Oh no, I didn't make a video about that, I guess. I think I mentioned it briefly in one of my videos though. I have this sprite packer program that I wrote, which just packs sprites. Where is it? It just like packs sprites like this, and then it like makes some JSON about it. Yeah, the problem is the algorithm I'm using to pack sprites is really slow. But you're welcome to use this. A sprite will also export a sprite sheet that's packed like this. But you basically get an image, which is your kind of texture atlas, and then you have some JSON which represents everything basically. So I use this just because I wrote it, and then when I run go generate to generate my, which basically converts my yeah, I have go generate packer with input in my images folder, which has all my images, and I pack that. Yeah, I think this would be an interesting video. It's really like not that complicated to build something like this yourself, but and I also wanted to use this to like dynamically pack texture atlases as well, rather than at runtime, because I think that's kind of an important feature for if you have a lot of different textures. They look like they're overlapped, but I don't think they are. But I think my algorithm right now is I sort biggest to smallest, and then I just like scan line until I find an open spot, and then I put it there. And then I scan line again until I find a spot, and I put it there. But there's definitely better algorithms, because mine's really slow. But that's what I'm using right now. Sprite will also export sprite sheets, but you have to have everything in the same Sprite file then to make a sprite sheet on it, you know, which makes it kind of hard. Sounds like what I would write, yeah. Well, here's our hat. I'm gonna call all the hats starting with hat. I just want to trim. Perfect. Cool. So now we have a hat, and we have, I think I need to have this part I'm not really sure about, if I need to have like an idle and a run one. It definitely would make it easier though, just if all of them have it. But it does kind of waste a little bit. But I guess let's try without it. The problem is if you want to have, like, if I want to have some like simple automated way to import this, it's like I might just assume everything has an idle and a run on animation on it. I don't know. Let's go about attaching it though. We're not going to do animated hats yet, I don't think, but play animations. So in here we have our walk anim. Hmm. I don't really know where the best place to put this is. Like, I guess there's two ways. I think there's two ways to do this. I can either like I'm trying to think of how to. I can either like generate my animations to be some static thing and then just play those. Like I could combine the two things into one no, I guess that's stupid. I was thinking I could combine them into being like one thing that then gets renderable, or I could render each one every single time. And by that I mean like I could either combine the body and the sprite into one frame and then loop through those, or I could be like, here's all, or now render all the hats, now render all the, like I didn't explain that very well, but I just don't know how to, I don't know where to hold the like attach point data. Unit write good Go code. Oh yeah, I don't know how good this is, but it's getting there. Just read the Packer repo. Oh nice. There's some to-dos in there for sure. It's easy to follow. Oh good. Unit, you're the best Go programmed I know. Thank you. Thank you very much. I might be the only Go programmer you know. You're also the only. Oh, there we go. There it comes. Yeah, I swear I said that before your message popped up. Let's see. So the idle animation is gonna have different. Let's look. Let's just let this guy rip. I mean, I could. I don't know if this is good. But I could have a multi-sprite component. And in that, the problem is if you want to animate it now, that's not going to work. Let me go to the bathroom. I'll think about this. I'll be right back. I'm gonna get some water too. All right, I thought about it. I think I was originally trying to pack in the hat data into the animation object, but I think that that's the wrong way to go about it. I think that I think I need to have two animation things. One of them for animating the body, and one of them for animating the hat. And then I draw the body animation, and then I draw the hat animation on top of it. Because otherwise, if I make one object with both of them in it, like I'll have multiple frames. What ends up happening is if you need to change the hat now, it ends up being really hard. I can't just be like set the hat animation because this is just some arbitrary set of frames, you know? I think that works though. The problem is I've made this play animation system, which runs on the animation type. So if I were to make a new one, I have to copy paste this. I think I need to make better handles for things like managing this. Um, like really this can be divided up into two things. One of them is update animations, and one of them is draw animations. So let's do that. So there's that, and then there's draw. I don't need DT for this. I think I need the render pass to pass in though. Like that, like so. Okay, let's just see if this works. Oh. I'm just gonna change this to anim. Undefined T 87. Oh, that's the transform. Transform. Okay. It's weird though because the now you have this animation playing and it's like the hat mount point is different depending on what frame you're on. And that part I'm not really sure how to capture, to be honest. I guess just externally. Hmm. So now in my now it's as easy as this, just to I'm gonna leave the play animation still, but yeah, we can do that to do that, and then this will be for hats. So now you'll have a hat animation. But it's almost like the animation, component needs to know where the hat point is. Like, I wonder if what I do is I make some arbitrary map. I'm trying to think. If every frame were to have a map, of different mount points on the sprite, then when I could get the frame, look up the mount point for like hats, and that would be fine. Does that work for other stuff? I guess that works. For things like hands, I think it's going to be completely different. Like a sword is going to be, the position is going to be off some offset. It's just, I don't really know how else to capture this because it seems very based off of the animation. Where the hat goes is based off the animation. What I was thinking of doing was doing something like this. Um, I want an integer vec2. Do I? No, I think I'm gonna do glitch.vec2. That's what I was thinking of doing. I feel like I'm not thinking about this right though. I'm not really sure. Like, I feel like this is gonna end up being a lot of maintenance. When I make the new frame, like if this was to load from an Sprite file, sorry, I'm like getting lost in my thoughts. If this was to load from an Sprite file, I would have to specify this somewhere else then, the hat mount point. It would be nice if there was a way to specify mount points in here. I wonder what people do. I want to do a little Googling. I'm just curious if someone else has solved this already. Hat mount point. We'll go specific, then we'll go I don't really know what to call it. Different mounting styles. I don't know what that is. Like, I'm tempted to have like another layer. Like, if I was able to do this, and then I do like red. You know, like I could specify the mount point like that, and then like red is like, then I would just loop through here, find the position of the red one, and that would be the mount point for that like wearable. Does that do everything I want though? And then I have an animation that overlays too. And the animations just have to line up in terms of duration. Or they don't, but they might look weird otherwise. So I think that's probably the long-term direction I'll go into, is doing something like this. So that means for now, wait, how would this work though? How would I specify this? Hmm. I guess this is okay for now. I don't know if I'm a huge fan of it though. I'm just gonna do this now. But I think if I do this red dot idea, I think that that'll make it easier to like programmatically determine it. I could be like, look for, like, set this mount point based off of this color. But that also means I could export, I wonder if I could probably do like export the layers differently. Then I just have the mount point for, so then I don't have to necessarily have it attached to the animation. I could just have a separate array that specifies mount points. That way it's not really like cluttering into this, because I don't really feel like it should be in there. So I think we'll do that. We'll just have a way to export a sprite, like export a mountable, like the mount layer by itself. And then we'll find this color and put that into an array of mount points. But I do need to have a way to get the frame ID now, because we need to know what frame we're on so we know which mount point to use. So let's see here. I think this will work, but I'm gonna go and get just the hat rendering now. Render.new frame. At 0. I need to load hat 0, which is going to be hat idle 0. I think I call it hat dash top. We need to make a new type, which is for the this stuff's so cluttered. I don't really know where to put this. Here. We'll do a hat animation. This is just going to be a composition of render.animation. Actually, I don't want a pointer. Or do I? No, I'm not going to have a pointer. Flow render. Okay, so when we do this, game.hat animation idle. I think I called it hat anim. This is the weird part though. It's like the hat has to have an animation for every single other animation. I guess it's just the same animation though, so that's kind of fine, I guess, but I don't know if I called it hat anim or I called it game.hat animation. And I can do this, just this stuff as usual. New frame, what do I call it? I'm just gonna keep it hat animation. We'll clean this stuff up later. I know I've said that a lot today, but I swear. It shouldn't load though, 326, because we don't have, we haven't generated the sprite yet. Oh, that, okay. Game.hat animation. Oh. Sorry, I did the wrong one. It's client.hat animation. Okay, this will crash. Because we need to do, well actually I have this like export script that I use. Nope, wrong file. CMD client. Export. It's in this folder. .sh man. I think it's spaces actually. What did I call it? Top or hat top? Generate it, and then we go to our run.sh. Never mind, we go here. Run.sh. Now it should load. Hopefully. Okay, so the hat's now rendered. We just need to set its position each frame. So we need to go to client.go. We'll have an offset, which is a glitch vec2. Then when we render it, we're going to update, but then we're gonna change this transform. I think I need moved anim dot offset. This should at least compile. Too few values. Move. It might be like translate. No, it's probably add actually, because it's a vec3. Oh, no, sorry. This is a physics.transform, which has an x and a y. And a height. Oh, I should just add the height. Hat point equals, I'm going to dereference this and just make a copy. Roll the hat point dot y plus equals anim dot offset 1. And we'll do 0 for x. Now we can have a mount point, hat point. Two view values. Oh. Let me see here. That'll be the animation. Then the offset will be determined separately. Wait, but then I have to set this one somewhere. I think that's okay, actually. Now I should be able to do I should be able to do like 0 for x, and then like let's do 5 and just see where it goes. Closer. And then now all I need to do is I can clear that. There's really no reason to have that there, because I think what I'm gonna have is I'm starting to think I need to go back to my idea of storing this in the frame. The mount point. Just because if I keep it externally, then I have to have like, I feel like I'm gonna have a duplicate data structure of everything. Like I need to be like, oh, you're the man body, you're doing an idle animation, you're on frame 0. I'll need to do all of those lookups to know what mount point this is. Otherwise I could just be like, get the animation, get the mount point, and that'll be easy. Easy peasy. So we'll do that. I kind of want to make it a slice though. I think this is okay. Idle anim 0 dot mount. dot mount. I'm gonna stick to this. We can optimize it later. That'll be, we're just gonna do 0.5 for all of these right now. Actually, I'm gonna do this. 7, 8. I'm gonna put all of the mount stuff in one section. We'll run animations now. Run. Run right. Okay. Now we have a bunch of mount points for each frame. We just need to get frame function. Set frame, get frame. Return a dot cur anim. We'll make sure that it's in bounds. So this will guarantee us that it's in bounds, and we should be good. So now down here, when we draw our hat, we'll just do hat point dot x plus equal. We'll do anim. Client dot, no, this will be render dot animation. Frame equals body anim. Get frame. Frame dot mount hat. New mount point, okay. If okay, we'll do mount point dot x. No, mount point 0. Excuse me. Man, I've been coughing a lot recently. All right. X, we have Y. This will be 1 now. I'm starting to wonder. I wonder if I should have made an animation just be something that sets the sprite. I wonder if that was the play. I don't know though. I think it is the right call though to make the animation the one that decides mount points. This should add on the offsets. So let's see if it moves now. If it compiles. IDX. Oh, this needs to be that. 279, 280. Expected comma? Yeah, that's this. Oops. .440. This needs to be a map 3. Getting closer. Oops, popped on the screen. Multiple cursors would be nice to have there. Yeah, I just have, whenever I have to do something that takes multiple cursors, I always just do I write a little macro really quick and then I just execute it a bunch of times. So now we can get the frame. We'll look up the mount point and then we'll use that. Let me actually do this. I'm gonna put this on one side. Main. Okay. I mean, really, I should be basing this off of the sprite sheet. Let's see how close we can get to that. Shift C, that your cursor thing. Let's do idle first. I think it's, where's the center point? Show grid tiled show grid. Nope. What is this? This is a 16 by 21. No, 16 by 21. Or 16 by 20. So the middle point's like right here. 1. Why isn't this? Oh, on the wrong layer. 1, 2, or maybe this is 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 4, 3, 2, 3. You and your multiple. I wonder if Emacs has a way to do multiple cursors. Oh, I just must have been off the center a little bit. How many pixels down are we? Well, looks like we're down by 2. So this should be 6, 5, 5. Wait a second. That was. Okay, this was plus 2, 6, plus 2, 5, plus 2, 4, plus 2, 5. Still down 1. All right, everything plus 1. 7, 6, 5, 6. I needed to do plus 3 of what I thought it was. I don't like how I've built this, but I'm kind of locked in here. All right, let's see. So 2 matches, no, 3, 1. We're 1 pixel up on 5. And that's this one. So it should be 8. That'll be the starting point, is 8. Then 9, 7, 8, 9, 7, 7. Shift C or S to select multiple things. Also, how do I? Oh, also how I do find and replace usually. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like there's few situations where I need multiple cursors, but sometimes it is nice, definitely. Look at us gallivanting around like a proper lad. I need to have the hat pop a little bit though. So on this one, I'm gonna go 1 pixel up on frame 7. So the hat's falling down. That looks pretty good. The problem is we have to do this for, oh, wait a second. This is, no, I did this in the wrong spot though. You have to keep the mount point consistent. And then if the hat wants to have an animation, it needs to have that animation. Right? Because like this mount point offset is just for the top hat. So I have hat top. I should have a run animation, which has 4 frames, you know? Like that's the prop. That would be the right way to do it, I think. It's weird though now because now I have to have a gap. I guess you put the gap at the top. Or maybe actually we probably do it in the middle. Nope. Didn't want to do that. 12. 8. What's up, 2FA? How's it going? Welcome to the stream. On this frame, we want the hat to pop a little bit. So the mount point drops, but the hat doesn't follow just yet. That's kind of the deal. I think this is right. But now when I make the hat animation, see the hard challenge here though is that like now I have this I have another animation that I have to set the animation on. Animation systems are hard. I didn't realize that. I thought it was going to be pretty easy. Like doing simple stuff, I think is pretty simple. Like it was pretty easy to get the running animations and the idle animations running, but now that you want to like add layers on top of it, I'm just not really sure like the right way to think about this. Hmm. I feel like I have to do it this way though. Or I need to have a Like, or I need to make the animation just positional, like, oh, on this frame it's up 1. But then you lose the ability to, like, if I wanted to like wiggle these or something, I couldn't do that. I wonder how they do it for 3D. How do you do mount points for 3D games? How to do, I don't know. How do like we do need wiggly hats, yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking.
Hey, this is Tim with Udi. So I thought I'd take you through mount points too with equipment.
So they just
in case you
specify a
haven't seen it
mount
before.
point,
It's
I
now coming
guess.
together.
Like, I
Mount
assume you
point
just have
is,
some
you know, something
vertex or
like
some
this, can just simply
bone or something like that that holds, that
orientation
decides the
of
mount point.
Z code.
But in my case, I'll just make a pixel.
At the top, and
You
then
still do it, but have optional
at,
animation for the hat.
edit time or runtime, what you can basically do is set the mesh.
What do you mean?
Created as well, and as you can imagine, during runtime through, especially texture, that look he really is. They are trying to make sure the
Yeah, I just feel like I'm specifying a lot of stuff. Like, I just don't like that I'm having to do stuff like this. But I think it's okay to have, because I think it's a lot of data that needs to get put together. I would just prefer it if it came from outside. You know? Like, I don't want my game, I don't want like, I don't want to have like hundreds and hundreds of lines where I'm specifying stuff like this. Mount the hat to a mount point, so don't animate it going up and down. Yeah, but I wanted the hat to pop off the head a little bit when he runs. And have an optional animation for the hat so you can make it wiggly. An optional animation for the hat so you can make it wiggly. Yeah, I feel like it's, I feel like I'd prefer to just have one thing though. Yeah, definitely put all that into a config file. Yeah, well, I'm hoping that I can export as much as possible from Sprite and then just pull it in. I almost feel like what I should do is I kind of, hold on, where is it? Render. Instead of doing this, I feel like I should have this. And this should be comprised of a body, hat, and then instead of like dealing with this animation thing directly, like I think that this is a good abstraction, but I think I need multiple of them. But this is I feel like I'm getting to this weird spot where like I want to do some game specific stuff that not everybody needs to do, so I should keep it inside of my game only. I shouldn't make it like a library thing. Hat.has animation, play hat animation. Yeah, the problem is I think that I want to have, I think I want to always have an animation. Just some hats will have a one frame animation. Like there's no difference between a one frame animation and a sprite, other than like a little bit of management overhead. I think I want to do something like this, and then when I do set animation, I want to loop over, instead of render animation, I want to render over this like game animation thing. So I'll do like this. And this will get commented out, obviously. Sorry, I'm just kind of like, then I'll do a.body. Maybe check if it's nil. Something like this. Body, probably don't have pointer. No, probably do have a pointer actually. I think I just needed another layer, another abstraction layer for like what I'm trying to do. And then I'm going to loop over these and call draw on them. And then I'll have a function that knows how to draw multiple animations all on top of each other. I think this works. The mount point I'm not too crazy about just yet, but let's change to this mode with everything the same. And then we'll do that. Then we'll do the hat pop thing. Oh, it's rendered on animation. So this will be game animation now, but that's still the same. No, this is client.animation. So now I can have a function about creating animations. Let me think here. So I have a load animation, and I think this is where all this code will have to go. Sorry, this has been a little bit of a cluster, honestly. I'm gonna do this. I mean, ideally what I should have to do is I should say, all I should have to say is, because this is like just in my game, right? I should just be able to say like, hey, you're wearing this hat and you're this body. Right? Like I should just be able to pass the body to this. And it should know how to load it. Maybe the sprite sheet too, obviously, but sprite sheet just because it has to load stuff. Or asset dot now I can put all this crappy code in here. I'm gonna put this at the bottom because this is gonna get refactored eventually. I don't want to look at it. That animation we can get rid of. Put this guy down there. I think that that's fine. We'll return an animation. Or this is supposed to be render. Okay. We want to return an animation with the body animation set to this, and the hat animation set to this other one. Oh, wait a second. That actually was right. This is what I wanted to move. Okay. So it's not gonna compile, but this will at least get us in the starting point. Glitch animation. Client render 33. I'm not importing glitch. Oh, it's not glitch animation, it's render animation. Like so. Can I use animation as type? Oh. Let's see here. No new variable on left side of equals sign. 108. Oh. Wait a second. There should be. Oh, I already called it hat anim. Ah, whatever. Can it use animation? Value type animation as type. Ampersand animation. Client render 114. Should be that. 286. This maybe. That seems right. 376. Map 3. So this one. What I really need to do is have I'll just make a play animations function, which is very similar to this other one that we wrote already. So loop over everything that has a this, but we'll do anim dot body dot update, anim dot hat dot update. See, this is why I sometimes feel like I should have packed the hat into the animation, but I don't know exactly how that would be very customizable. Maybe I might have to think about this later, but I think for now we'll do it this way. Because now we're anim dot body dot draw, anim dot hat dot draw. Pass world DT. The hat though, has some extra logic that we need to copy over. Wasn't listening for a while, and all of a sudden the code looks nice again. Yeah, the code looks nice because I moved it to another file to hide it. No, I put I made another animation type which holds the body and the hat. And I don't know if this is the right, like there's two ways I'm thinking about this. I could either do it this way where I make another type which holds multiple of these like subcomponents, which are kind of, this is kind of like a little bit composable. Or in the other class, I make some animation type. Like, where are you? I make this animation type up here. Like, maybe drawing it would be easier. Like either I do like, I make an animation which has like a body, which doesn't, which is an animation type, right? I make my own animation type, which can basically like wrap these. So I basically have like these two underlying animations that are playing simultaneously, and then I have an animation that manages playing those simultaneously at the same time. I either do it that way, or I make this type. I'm gonna box this one in white. I meant to draw this in like a different color, but, or I make this like internal anim type, which is more complicated. Like, cause this is only for like one type of animation, basically. There's different sets, obviously, but like only one animation is playing at a time. I make it so that this has, and like this has like obviously like frames. And it like has a map that goes from string to frames. That's the name. So both of those would have their own maps, you know? Or I make it so the mapping from string doesn't go to, it goes to like a list of lists of frames. So like when I do idle as the string, for example, I would do this. I would return something like this. Here's like the body. Almost looks like rod. Body. This is the hat. And that's a frame. So like either I capture everything inside of here, or I bubble it up and kind of compose it like this. So the direction I'm going right now is this one. I don't know if that's the right way though, but The more I draw it though, the better it seems. Because it seems kind of hard to it seems hard to manage something like this internally. Like, so you couldn't be like, not everybody's gonna have a body and a hat, obviously, right? They might have other stuff. So now you have to make every one of these a map. So it's like, now you have to have this, or map or slice or something like that. So I think this way will be somewhat simple. But what was my compiler error? Client render 47. Map 2. I don't know what's going on here. Anim, animation, T, physics.transform. What? ECS ID? Oh, undefined physics. That's why. Okay, the hat mount point is off again. I don't remember. I feel like I'm setting them though. I must not be anim.body.getFrame. There's still a bunch of messy stuff in here, but I think I can make this, I think I can clean this whole thing up to load from external somehow. Idle anim. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I'm not really sure why this would not be working. So I'm putting those straight into this animation, body anim. And the pointer to that is what I set here. So that should be correct. Let's just make sure. I'm curious what this value, I wonder if this value is not being found or something like that. Um, oh, I don't think I have format in here. It's getting the right mount point, okay. At point.x, oh. So let's just adjust it to get the transform of the hat. Can I use hat point? Okay, we need to pass in a. Pass it in as a pointer. Okay. Now we have that. The weird thing is though, is that we need to be able to create the hat animation to match the idle animation. So that's the hat idle. That's hat 0, hat idle. We'll make another one called hat anim. This is going to be very similar to this actually. Man is going to be replaced with hat top underscore. No. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Run. This is where I do want cursors. At run. I'm just gonna do this. I'm just gonna prefix hat. Hat run. Okay, then when we do hat, we'll do hat run. Now we just need to export these frames. File, export, export. Oh, whoops. I have a script for this. Export. Then I go to main. I need to go generate. I need to open this cmd run.sh. The offset might have changed though. There we go. So now we have the hat animation playing with the so we can make this guy wiggly now if we wanted to. Not that. Like if we wanted to make this wiggle, or I need to look at this frame. When he's jumping, we want to flex the hat brim down, I think. So frame 2. Oops, that's not the right frame. I meant frame 2 in the run animation. Then frame 3 will just like, we'll see how that looks. I'm gonna change my build command to do this. cd client ace and bash export.sh and // and go generate and // again. Oh, cd. Okay. That looks ridiculous. It looks like it's flapping its wings. We can't have that. No. I refuse. Let's make this one flat. I love it. How's that? That's a little better. Yeah, this is definitely better. If you hold down left and right at the same time, it doesn't know what animation to play. Cool. I'm gonna call that a win. Okay, the problem is we've hard-coded all of these inputs though. I need to make animations like an externally loadable thing. Um, Definitely a win. Big time dub. Well, we need to make them loadable. That way I can load in different hats. Because what I want to have happen, I think, is I think I have this game. Where is it? Which has like the body specification. And like before I had like 5 body types, but what it should really be is like, I don't know if you'd have a component for each thing. I would probably do something like a body and a hat. Or I might just have like the entire thing fully specified. So you can do like hat, no hat. Else is a bunch of like, oh, check to see if it has a hat component. If it does have a hat component, then add the hat thing, you know? So I need to be able to pass body in and then have it just know how to figure out where stuff is. So based off of the body type though, we could probably figure out like different man sprites and different hat sprites to use. So in render, when we look this stuff up, there's basically only one man base sprite right now. And there's different animations that need to be loaded. I either need to have them all the exact same and then hard code some generator that generates the right strings for each one, which is less flexible, but less config intensive. Or I need to have a config file that says like, here's the idle sprite for the man. I like the config file approach better if I'm able to generate it from a sprite. Because then I can just generate animations from a sprite and load them in. What about woman sprite? That's true. It is 2022 after all. I mean, really, I feel like this guy's pretty genderless. How do you know that's not a woman? You know what I mean? Can you see what percentage of people in your audience are women? 0%. Yeah. At least according to YouTube. Yeah, one day. One day we'll get our first girl. Actually, I think one person did come in the stream one time and they did have like a feminine name. I assume it was a girl. I don't know. Let's fix that really quick. Can you share that sprite on DC? What sprite? The guy? If input is left and right, idle, but if input dot up or input dot down. Really should be if left and not right. I don't have any info on age or gender for YouTube. That guy? Yeah. Oh, I can take a screenshot. Or you want the actual sprite? Wait, where did it go? Top hat guy? Or you want the animation? I don't think I can do, well, I could make a GIF, I guess. That would take a little bit of work though. Input right. Oops. And not input dot left. You should record him running around. Noted it. This is fine. Okay, good. Okay. Nope, that didn't fix it. Now I can move this. So this should be the highest priority one. And not input dot down. Whoops, no. What's up, Kai? How's it going? All right, we fixed that little issue. No more sliding for us. We're all running. Hats are back. Hats are back in business. Oh. All right, let's go ahead and since spent 6.5 hours chasing a single null bug in C#, so kind of exhausted. Jeez, I am sorry about that. That sounds horrendous. That sounds not very fun. Ace at top. I'm gonna copy this one, put it here. This is gonna be hat, Mohawk. I need to do 2 tabs here. Okay, we have Mohawk. We have hat by Cocket. We have at Nightcap. All right. We'll start left to right. Let me close this one. Skip. This might be one of my least favorite hats. I think it's too, like this one has too much lines around it, I feel like. We might change it. while we're in here. That looks like a French beret. It's weird how big this thing is. We need to go 14. 15? Like, I feel like this should be like this. I will do that. Now we're talking. Oh, we can have what's it called? People come up with their own skins. This will be really hard though if I don't do that extortion thing, that artificial video. Because I'll have to reanimate every single one. So I definitely do need to go implement that, but oops. Copy that, paste that. I want to make a skin. Let's see here. I feel like this isn't going to be centered enough. It might be too far on his head, but we'll see. We shall see. At Mohawk. It's kind of hard to get these positioned just right. Let's actually copy it all the way across. But it's not like perfectly. I guess it is kind of centered, huh? Might have to do some adjustment. But I think that actually, no. Will this work? Go through and clear these. He has his own theme song. He definitely does. He's an important character. Skip. Let's copy the whole thing. Like so. What I should have though, I should have a like I should have a where, like, cause this is just gonna be this one's gonna be way offset. You know. I guess I need to make this canvas bigger for this particular hat. I think we gotta go 14. Or we need to do this actually. How wide is this? This is 14. Okay. Wait a second. That doesn't seem right. 16. 16 by 8. All right. Go through, delete these guys. Clean this up a little bit. You should ignore the offset in the actual image and do adjustment in the code. Yeah, I am adjusting it in the code. Just like some hat positions are off center a little bit. Oh, I see what you mean. You mean that for the hat sprite itself. Like right now I'm drawing it, I'm going to be drawing it based off of the center. I don't know. The actual image should get, I think the most optimal way is to like trim off the image, but like keep intact where the center point is. And then put this center point on the mount point of where the head is. But we're not really at that point yet, I don't think. Like I'm at that point where like my trimming, I don't really have any trimming code that recenters it, if that makes sense. So I'll probably just put everything in the center. But I kind of need to normalize my images a little bit. I think we'll have to finish putting the hats on Thursday. But we are closer. We're one step closer. We have hats back, just not all of them. I was hoping to get all the hats added today. I just don't think I have time. It was fun though. Little guy running around. I really need to fix my pixel art shader. I like this. It's like little dancey do. All we have left is to add the different hats types. And then deploy it, I think. We'll be good to go. So yeah. But that's gonna be it for today, everybody. Thanks for stopping in. It was fun. It was some good progress. I really need to make a commit, but I want to play with the beautiful animation. Yeah. I know you do. We'll get there. We'll get there soon enough. I think the next time I'll have to do loading from Sprite files. I want to load the animations from there. I don't want to have to do this every time. So we'll just have like animation files now. So, all right, that'll be it. Thanks for stopping in. It was fun. It was enjoyable. Got a lot done. I like the progress we're making. Feels good. And I'll see you guys on Thursday. So, bye-bye.